9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Welcome to each and every one of you who is watching or will be watching this program in the future. Welcome to the AUAN multimedia program. Today we will continue the recitation of my Vavanga book. This is part 2. Part 1 I started last week, and this is part 2. And I'm happy to continue sharing with you this book by just reading it. But firstly, I would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land here in Canberra, the Ngunnawal people, their spirits in the past, present, and future. Also my respect to Her Royal Highness Princess Lafitani, who is studying here for her PhD at the Australian National University. And also to the High Commissioner of Tonga for Australia, Curtis Tuihalangingia, all the chiefly lineages of Tongan communities in Tonga and abroad, all lineages from different cultural and social backgrounds worldwide, and also religious leaders, the leaders of this nation, and each and every one of you from different backgrounds who are watching this program, as I mentioned before. Last week, I finished up with the overview of my preface in this book. I think I'll show you this. Maybe this is better, or we'll go back to this one. Volume 1, The Contemplative Pathway for Humanity, and at the bottom here, Moan and Tongan Vavanga. Vavanga is the English word for Vavanga is contemplation, which I included in the first part of the title. And it's contemplation or imagination, reflection among those words. So last week I finished off with the overview of my preface, as I have said. And today I will continue from my preface But I think I'll read again the overview. I read it last week, but it's good for me to read the overview again. And then I'll continue from there to the rest. See how long I can go this evening. Only 30 minutes this program to read out from the preface. Anyway, without further ado, I'll start. And the overview, we better go up to here. I think it's better. Okay. The overview goes like this. The expansive preface embarks on an intellectual odyssey, dwelling deep into the profound Vavanga theory with its Vafilosika philosophy, its ancient Tongan root in the Lo'au lineage, and its contemporary significance in Her Majesty Queen Salotetopo III's works and culture-civilization generally. Emerging from the establishment of Lo'au University, a pioneering Moanan Tongan fully online higher education institution, excuse me, this exploration reveals the synergy between Western and Moanan Tongan philosophies. Central to Vavanga theory is a captivating voyage into the ethos of space, Va, James, Liliu, and consciousness, Laumari. This unique perspective elevates space, Va, to the forefront, overshadowing the significance of time, Kaimi, Taimi. But the journey does not end with philosophical contemplation alone. It extends to a distinction between the truth of facts and the truth of reasons. And it strikes a harmonious balance between universal and particular elements. Incorporating the profound themes of Albert Camus' The Myth of Sisyphus and Plato's allegory of the cave has enlightened the entirety of the book. Sisyphus, rolling a boulder uphill for all eternity, represents the human condition, striving for meaning in a seemingly absurd world, as it is reflected in the smile on his face. This is with less worry about the ongoing burden of his daily experiential and temporal engagement in rolling the boulder uphill and downhill non-stop, which Camus took as absurdity. Furthermore, Vavanga theory shares some similarities with Plato's allegory, just as the prisoner in the cave must break free from ignorance to perceive reality or enlightenment, for that matter. Individuals guided by Vavanga theory are encouraged to expand their awareness and engage in a continuous process of intellectual and physical exploration to attaining enlightenment. That's the end of the overview, and I will continue to the rest of the preface. The preface is about 7 pages. I'll try my best to see how long I can go this time. Just looking at the time now. Okay, it's 26 minutes, 11 minutes past, so we have 29 minutes to go. 19 minutes to go rather. Okay, I will continue the preface. Since the inception of the Loau University in 2011, which stands as the pioneering Moan and Tongan fully online higher education system, supported by His Majesty King Siosiua V, my intrigue in Vavanga has undergone a substantial expansion. This deepened interest has further nurtured through collaborative engagements with esteemed individuals. Noteworthy figures among these collaborators include Professor Dr. Futa Ihanga Nahelu, Inoke Fotuhuakau, Professor Dr. Starek Atafinau, Elias Itupu Ofa, Kirk Huffman, Malakai Kolomatangi, Professor Dr. Stephen Halapua, Augustino Mahina, and Devika Kaeli. The deep-rooted connection between Vavanga theory and the intellectual contemplations of Her Majesty Queen Salotitupo III, including the ancient Tongan Loau lineage, Ha'aloau, has motivated me to dwell deeper into their principles. This inspiration has led me to compile personal notes and craft concise articles, which I have been sharing on the Loau University's website and social media pages on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter since 2011. Renowned for their contemplative, imaginative, and knowledgeable attributes, the lineage, the Ha'aloau, have significantly influenced our university's nomenclature choice back in 1999. Our inaugural president, Huakau, a member of the newly established Loau Research Society, drew inspiration from this lineage when naming our institution in Sydney. This pivotal moment marked the inception of a formal academic movement, uniting scholarly and professional colleagues like Professor Dr. Max Rimoli, Dr. Marilyn Kapavale, Dr. Neil Hanson, South Lavaka, and Stephen Imanuatu Tuisoso, alongside Atenisi alumni associates such as Mahina, lawyer Lisiateika, Lord Tuiafitu, Reverend Kinitoni Mafi, Reverend Losaline Veikoso, Penilangi, Dr. Viriami Waskelatu, and Dr. Robin Javier. Since the establishment of the Loau Research Society, I have been engaged in teaching and conducting research on Queen Salotitupo III and Loau lineage and their Vavanga method of contemplation. This pursuit has gained momentum and intensity since 2011, when establishing Loau University with its new philosophy again by Huakau, known as education for thinking. ako ke whakakaukau. Furthermore, in my teachings and research at Lo'au University since 2011, I have seamlessly incorporated the notion of life for contemplation, mo'ui ke Vavanga, to complement and enhance the Lo'auan philosophy of education for thinking. Additionally, my doctoral thesis, completed in 2011 at Signitu campus in Canberra, Australian Catholic University, ACU, in collaboration with the Sydney University, includes a dedicated chapter exploring the intellectual application, whatongia, of the ha'alo'au, as well as a thorough discussion of Queen Salode's Lakalaka of Takafalu, group dance competition, and the profound spirit of Vavanga. Please see appendix. When I finish reading this preface, I will read to you the lyrics of this group dance composition Takafalu by Her Majesty Queen Salode. And it's in the appendix. Why I have to read you that, the Takafalu, before continuing on to the introduction to chapter 1, because I want to show you why Queen Salode, why I dedicated this book to Her Majesty Queen Salode III. Because by reading her lyrics, her poetical compositions of Lakalaka, the group dance composition, you will then find out the depth and the profound knowledge of Vavanga of Her Majesty, which urged me and motivated me to dedicate the book to her. She was one of her kind in the ethos of performing arts in the Kingdom of Tonga. Her contribution was amazing and incredible, and it will reflect from the lyrics of the Takafalu when I present to you in the appendix. But anyway, I'll continue my reading of the preface. Additionally, my doctoral thesis completed in 2011 at Signitu campus in Canberra, Australian Catholic University, in collaboration with the Sydney University, includes a dedicated chapter exploring the intellectual application of the ha'alo'au, as well as a thorough discussion of Queen Salode's Lakalaka of Takafalu, group dance composition, and their profound spirit of Vavanga. Please see, I think I have read it before. Anyway, I'll continue. Indeed, the palace's chiefs orators, Matapule, praised Her Majesty Queen Salode as the last Lo'au, recognizing her deep knowledge and wisdom in revitalizing Tongan Me'atu Whaiva art. Me'atu Whaiva is my Tonganization for arts, because there is no Tongan word for arts in English, and I have coined this term Me'atu Whaiva as the Tongan word for arts. And Talae Whanua, culture. The main whatongia of the ha'alo'au as the social, political, and cultural architectures to Funga Whanua was the formation of royal kava ceremony, taumawhakawa, and kava traditions in ancient Tongan society. In fact, they were the masterminds, whaiwhale'i, under the rind of the attempts to Tonga Momo around the 10th century in formulating and architecting the royal cover ceremony and cover traditions within their socio-political and cultural framework. 10 more minutes to go. However, the foundation of this Vavanga book lies in a comprehensive fusion of enduring theories and cognitive reflections from the refined and cultivated minds at the mind of various cultures and civilizations worldwide, without being limited to any specific context. This is because knowledge and truth transcend the boundaries of any specific culture or civilization. They possess a universal attribute. My academic works, along with the AUANs, Vavangans, or Vavalists, are deeply rooted in the ancient Tongan concept of Vavanga or Vavalo, which highlights contemplation, imagination, and thinking. So we have not limited ourselves to the approaches of Helu and Latukefu or Hauofa, who were influential figures in Tonga's academic landscape during the 20th century. Instead, we have embraced a comprehensive perspective by integrating and drawing from the strengths of their individual and distinct approaches. In addition, Hokau has developed another new Lo'aun theory of universalism, universale, which plays a significant role in this integration. His theory emphasizes considering realism and idealism, for instance, as various modes of life and understanding. In this context, the approaches of Helu, Ladukefu, and Hauofa are recognized as equally valid and true in their own individual rights, deserving of uttermost respect. Professor Dr. Elias Ifutahanga Nahelu and Reverend Dr. Sione Ladukefu's work centers on the Western educational method, whereas Professor Dr. Eberi Hauofa established an oceanic Moanan approach to inquiry, developing a new island methodology and theory rooted in local concepts and hypotheses. His island methodology, however, and theory, which I have alluded to elsewhere as a kind of Vavanga. In our works, the Lo'auans, Vavangans, Vavalists, and I strive to combine the best elements of these two worlds, which I have spelled out in this Vavanga book in my article entitled Autonomy and Creativity in Eberi Hauofa and the Lo'au Philosophy of Education for Thinking. This was published in June this year on the Pacific, which I meant last year, Studies Journal, Volume 47, Number 1, June 2024, of Brigham Young University, BYU in Hawaii. However, the discussions presented in this current volume of the Vavanga theory share certain interconnected themes with the explorations I delved into in Hau'ofa's work. In response to this, I have introduced the term Vafilosika as a philosophy or novel world view to life. Within the AUAN, Vavangan, and Vavalo's frameworks of Vavanga theory, rooted in Western knowledge and, of Vavanga theory rooted in Tongan and Western knowledge, among others. The term Vafilosika originates from the etymology of the Tongan metaphysical word va, space, combined with similar elements of Western philosophy, in short, philosophia from philosophy, and logic, logika, with sika in brief, but with the exclusion of science because of its pragmatic or practical focus on substance and function of things. With Va, Philo, and Sika, they largely deal with the ontological form and metaphysical behaviors of beings. Instead, this fusion reflects the cognitive, formal, and universal characteristics inherent to this theory. Vafilosika represents the amalgamation of educational approaches advocated by Helu, Latukefu, and Hau'ofa, embracing both Moaman Tongan and Western English perspectives, among others. Vafilosika philosophy is more or less like Aristotle's notion of golden mean, which means emphasizing the importance of finding balance and virtuous paths in life, as observable in his discussion of the moral concept of moderation and temperance. For him, Aristotle, this can lead on to justice and living well, or happiness, eudaimonia for that matter, which what he called is good life after all. Moreover, Vavanga in contemplation focuses on exploring the dynamic and limitless character of space and change as a constant process. In the dialectical language of Professor George Wilhelm Friedrich Hegel, with the valuing of space, va, rather than prioritizing time, kaimi or ta tempo, in Mahina's sense. Also for Heraclitus of Ephesus in Greece, he asserted that the only real constant is change. So Hegel's dialecticism of ideas, or spirituality for that matter, as an ongoing process of change is noteworthy. But Dr. Karl Marx's definition is equally significant, as it goes beyond this cognitive conceptual aspect and embraces the material economic side of life. However, Marx believes that this dialectical transition can end up in a climax of classless society, as in Hegel's idealism of utopian spirituality, which is considered as their main shortcoming. And our time now is 30 minutes, 7 seconds past 30 minutes. So I'll stop there. We are in page 24, and I will continue from the first paragraph onward. I'll check how many pages are left to go. Oh, still long. So we'll continue on until page 32. We are in page 24 now. So 32, 24 to 32. Maybe we'll have another 2 programs before we complete the preface. But I'll try next week. Maybe next week I'll do 2 programs from this one, reading the Vavanga book, because I want to read the whole book and store them in Facebook and YouTube as well for anyone now and in the future to come and read. This book, Contemplative Pathway for Humanity, Moana and Tongan Vavanga, is now available on Amazon, and you can buy a copy from there, a hard copy, paperback, or Kindle, or you can just write to me and let me know to send you a digital format as a gift. And if you would like to buy copies from the Amazon, it's up to you. But my 3rd book, Tongan Diaspora, is coming out tomorrow on Friday. And that's my 3rd book since last year. Including on that is the Lo'au Journal, Volume 1, Lo'au Journal, Volume 1 in June, and it will come again in September, Lo'au Journal, Volume 2. So we have 4 publications in different formats now on Amazon. Contemplative Pathway for Humanity, Vavanga, Fatongia or Deontic, it's about Western and Moana and Tongan obligation. That's my 2nd book. That's my PhD thesis that I transformed into a book early this year. And also the Lo'au Journal, and also, what's the other one? Tongan Diaspora, Perceptions, Values and Behaviors, which I published last week. It will come out tomorrow. So feel free to go and purchase one or purchase all of them. With the Tongan Diaspora, I won't distribute them as a gift anymore. The rest of the books I'm going to publish, except our journal and our newsletter, they will be distributed. We'll continue to distribute them free. But all my upcoming books from now on until next year and the year after, you have to buy or purchase them from Amazon. Only the Vavanga and the Fatongia obligation book, the Ondik, have been distributed free to anyone who shows interest. Just let me know, or let any of our people know. Then we will send you to your messengers or email. But as I said, the Tongan Diaspora and the rest, you have to purchase them. So I would like to thank you all, and thank you for your interest in this work and some of our books and some of the posts we share with you people. There's another book, my next book, the main book coming, or the last book for this year will be on the 3 empires of the Moana region, the Purotu or Pulotu, the Manua and the Tongan Empire, which I'm working on it with our team to release in December before Christmas. So that's the next book. And if you want to know more about the empires, I just call it Moanan Empires book, feel free to let me know. But MALO Aupito, and I'll talk to you next week. And as I said, I'll try to present to you the book twice next week, 2 programs. MALO,